Imagine for a moment that you are holding a key that can unlock doors no one else even knows exist, a key that can change the course of your life, not tomorrow, not next week, but today. You clutch it in your hand, yet there's one choice before you. Do you reveal it to everyone, or do you guard it carefully? Most people, I've noticed, do not understand the power of secrecy. They rush to share their plans, their ideas, their dreams, as if the world owes them applause or sympathy. But let me tell you something very important. There is magic in keeping your deepest intentions to yourself. There is power in protecting your secret. Why? Because a secret, when properly guarded, is like an undiscovered treasure. It exists in a world where only you can access it. You are the master of it. You are the only one who knows its value, its potential, and the steps it will take to bring it into reality. And the moment you share it with the wrong person, the moment you let it slip, even casually, it begins to lose its energy. Your idea, your dream, your secret, once spoken, suddenly becomes someone else's concern. Their doubts, their fears, their own insecurities seep into it. Their opinions dilute your conviction. And now what was once a spark now wavers. What was once a flame now flickers dangerously. Think about the times in your life when someone shared their big idea with you before it was ready. Maybe it was a friend telling you about a business plan, or someone revealing their secret project, asking for advice or excitement. Did you feel inspired? Did you feel compelled to support it? Or did you feel something else? Maybe skepticism, maybe envy, maybe curiosity that turned into a conversation that distracted from their original purpose. Most people don't realize that secrets are not just private, they are protective. They shield your dreams from the noise of the world until you are strong enough, confident enough, disciplined enough to see them through. You see, there's a natural law at work here, one that has been true throughout history. The more a thing is talked about, the less power it holds. Think about it. How many times have you heard someone declare, "I'm going to do this, I'm going to be that," only for them to fade into nothingness, their dreams evaporating like morning fog? Words without action are like empty shells. And when you share your secret before it's ready, you've taken the first step in losing it. You've invited outside influence, and the world, in its indifference, begins to weigh on you, to shape you in ways that may not serve your highest purpose. But here's the curiosity of it. Your secret, when kept, grows stronger. It matures quietly, silently, behind the scenes. It develops roots in your mind and your habits. It becomes part of who you are. And when the time comes to act, to step into the light and make it real, it is no longer a fragile dream, but a fortified reality. You have been the gardener of your own destiny, cultivating it in secret until it is ready to bloom. Consider the great minds and achievers you admire. Do you think they told everyone their plans from the start? No. Most of them understood the incredible leverage that comes from discretion. They worked in silence. They developed. They experimented. They refined. And only when the time was perfect, when the foundation was solid, did they reveal their vision. And by then, it was unstoppable. It was undeniable. It had the force of a secret well kept, a purpose deeply understood, and a discipline carefully exercised. There's also another layer here, another reason to protect your secrets. People are often more interested in talking than in doing. They are more invested in the drama of hearing your plan than in helping you achieve it. Have you ever noticed how a well-intentioned listener can quickly become a source of doubt? Are you sure you can do that? What if it doesn't work? Have you thought this through? Suddenly your secret, your precious plan, becomes a topic of debate rather than a tool for action. And without even realizing it, you start to doubt yourself because their voices have invaded your mind. Imagine the difference between saying nothing and taking action quietly versus broadcasting your every move to the world. When you act quietly, you are free. Free from doubt, free from unsolicited advice, free from the endless opinions that others will impose on you. And when your actions finally reveal the result, the world is forced to pay attention, not to your words, but to your achievements. This is the power of secrecy. This is why your secrets are sacred. And here's something most people never consider. Sharing your secret too soon can awaken competition before you're ready. There are always those who will see your idea, not as an inspiration, but as an opportunity to take advantage of your efforts. This is not paranoia, this is reality. The world is full of opportunists, yes, but also of people who mean no harm but simply dilute your energy with questions, comparisons, and advice. Your secret is your intellectual property, your unique energy, your advantage. Protect it until you have fully developed it. Now, Keeping your secret does not mean hiding your goals from yourself. Quite the opposite. You must carry it, nourish it, examine it constantly. Think about it in the quiet moments, meditate on it, refine it. This is not secrecy for the sake of secrecy. This is strategy. This is the kind of wisdom that separates the dreamers from the doers. The dreamers talk. The doers act quietly, strategically, patiently. There is a lesson here about trust as well. To whom do you reveal your plans? Who deserves to know your intentions? If you must tell anyone, make sure they are truly invested in your success, truly capable of contributing positively without diminishing your vision. But the truth is, you will rarely need to tell anyone. Your actions will communicate far more than your words ever could. The right people will notice naturally when the results manifest, and at that moment, your secret transforms into a reality, undeniable and unchallengeable. Think of a sculptor working in a dark studio. The world sees only the blank stone. The sculptor does not announce each strike, each cut, each refinement. The work happens quietly, intensely, with focus and precision. And when the sculptor finally unveils the statue, the world marvels, but only because the work was done in silence, shielded from distraction, shielded from opinion, shielded from doubt. Your secret, your goal, your dream is like that sculpture. Guard it, work on it, and when it is ready, reveal it with confidence that cannot be shaken. There's also a psychological truth here. When you keep your secret, you take full ownership. When you share it prematurely, you are inviting others to share ownership, and their doubts can become your doubts. The moment a secret leaves your mind and enters someone else's, it is no longer entirely yours. And human psychology is fascinating in this regard. Your mind treats a shared secret as less urgent, less precious, less compelling, because it is now floating in the world, rather than residing solely within your control. This is why the habit of keeping your most important intentions private is so powerful. It keeps your brain focused, your discipline sharp, and your motivation intense. I want you to imagine the difference between two paths. One path, you reveal every detail of your dream to friends, family, strangers, social media, hoping for validation, encouragement, or excitement. The other path, you hold your vision close, work relentlessly, refine it with careful precision, and let the results speak for themselves. Which path do you think leads to true achievement? Which path makes you strong, disciplined, and unstoppable? The answer is clear. The secret is not just a shield, it is a catalyst for growth. Now, some of you might be thinking, but if I don't share my dream, how will anyone help me? How will I get support? Let me ask you this. Do you really need support before you can act? Or do you need clarity, focus, and relentless commitment? Most of the people who succeed in life do not succeed because of who cheered for them. They succeed because they refused to let the world interfere with their vision. They took responsibility. They took action. They moved forward, regardless of who knew and who didn't. Support is helpful, yes, but it is not essential. Your secret, your purpose, your dream, it is essential. Protect that first. And here is the subtle magic. When your secret is finally revealed through your actions, it carries with it authority and power. People are drawn to results, not plans. People respect those who execute. People are inspired by those who act with clarity, with discipline, with undeniable momentum. You have now converted your secret into influence, into impact, into achievement. And the world will respond differently to the finished work than it ever would have to idle conversation. It is also worth noting that secrecy cultivates patience. Patience is one of the rarest and most valuable traits in life. We live in a culture of instant gratification, of sharing everything online, of needing acknowledgement and approval now. But the ones who truly succeed are those who understand timing. They understand that some things must grow in the shadows before they are ready to shine in the light. By keeping your secret, you practice patience. You strengthen your will. You build character. You prepare yourself to handle the responsibility of success when it comes. Let me tell you something else. Your secret, kept carefully, becomes your anchor. When challenges arise, when setbacks occur, when critics emerge from every corner, the secret reminds you of your purpose. It reminds you of the reason you started. It reminds you that your journey is yours alone, and that no outside voice can alter the course you have committed to with your own mind, heart, and hands. It becomes a source of inner power, a fortress of focus, a compass guiding you toward the fulfillment of your dreams. So, guard your secret. Treat it like the treasure it is. Work on it daily. Refine it, cultivate it, let it grow in silence. And when the time comes to reveal it, let it burst forth with the force of preparation, dedication, and unstoppable momentum. You will not just have achieved, you will have demonstrated the extraordinary power of restraint, focus, and disciplined action. The world will take notice, not because you talked about it, but because you acted, because you delivered, because you made it real. Remember this: every great accomplishment, every life-changing success, every remarkable breakthrough has roots in secrecy. The inventor who worked tirelessly in a hidden lab, the entrepreneur who quietly built an empire, the artist who painted masterpiece after masterpiece behind closed doors, all of them understood this principle intuitively. They understood that the world's approval is not necessary to create greatness. Action, persistence, and discretion are. Your secret is more than a secret. It is a testament to your potential. It is a reflection of your discipline. It is a statement that you value your dreams enough to protect them, to nurture them, and to act on them before you ever seek recognition. And when you finally step into the light with the fruits of your labor, you will discover something extraordinary. The secret, once hidden, now becomes the foundation of your influence, your respect, and your lasting impact. And here is the final curiosity you must understand: the act of keeping a secret sharpens your mind. It forces you to focus. It forces you to prioritize. It forces you to act decisively, because words are no longer a substitute for progress. Every day that you protect your secret, you are building momentum, building strength, building clarity. And one day, without warning, the world will witness the culmination of all that quiet work. The surprise, the revelation, the undeniable proof of your vision will not only change your life, it may inspire others, transform industries, and redefine what is possible. Your secret is your edge. Your secret is your power. Your secret is your responsibility. Guard it. Nurture it. Let it grow in the silence until it is ready to command attention. And in that moment, you will understand what I have always known. The world responds not to chatter, not to dreams spoken too soon, but to decisive, disciplined action nurtured in secrecy. The secret is not just a lesson. It is the key to everything you wish to accomplish. And now consider this. Every time you tell someone your plan too soon, you give them a choice in your life. You hand them a vote in your future. They can doubt it, discourage it, or unintentionally derail it simply because it now exists outside your control. Isn't it strange how something so small, a word, a phrase, a casual mention, can carry so much influence? That's the power of secrecy. When you keep your dreams close, they remain completely yours. No one else can dilute their meaning, and no one else can steal their momentum. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to attract success effortlessly? The truth is, they are not lucky. They are disciplined. They are the ones who plan quietly, who act diligently, and who guard their intentions like priceless jewels. And when the world finally sees what they have accomplished, it looks like magic. But the magic is only revealed because it was hidden, carefully nurtured, and executed with focus. This is the invisible work that most people never see, but it is the foundation of greatness. Think about your own mind for a moment. The moment you verbalize a dream, something shifts inside you. Suddenly, a portion of your energy is spent on the reaction of others. Suddenly, instead of working on the idea itself, your brain is monitoring feedback, managing expectations, and defending against criticism. Every shared secret is like a small leak in the vessel of your potential. And if enough of these leaks occur, your energy, your focus, and your drive slowly bleed away without you even noticing. Guard your secret, and you guard your energy. And here's another truth: secrecy creates tension, and tension is a powerful motivator. When you carry an idea, a dream, a plan quietly, it stays alive in your mind. It pulls at you constantly. It refuses to be ignored. It forces you to act. There is a difference between a dream spoken aloud and a dream held close. One fades with chatter, the other burns with intensity, and the intensity of a secret drives creativity, problem-solving, and persistence like nothing else can. Now, consider the people around you, friends, family, colleagues. They may genuinely care, yet their perspective is limited. They have their own fears, doubts, and biases. And when you reveal your secret to them, even with the best intentions, their limitations can influence you. Perhaps they will unintentionally discourage your ambition, or perhaps they will simply not understand the scope of what you are trying to achieve. Secrecy acts as a filter. It protects your vision from misinterpretation, interference, and distraction. There is also a fascinating psychological advantage to secrecy. When your goal is hidden, the mind works differently. It becomes sharper, more strategic, more resourceful. You begin to notice opportunities that others overlook because you are thinking deeply about execution rather than perception. You begin to refine your approach in ways that can't happen in the noisy environment of shared opinion. The secret is your laboratory, your arena, your proving ground. And here's a curious point. Most people are not disciplined enough to keep a secret. That is why when you do, it becomes a signal of your inner strength. It shows that you are capable of delayed gratification, of commitment, of seeing beyond immediate recognition. And this strength compounds over time. Every secret you keep, every plan you nurture in private, every action you take without announcing it publicly, builds an invisible foundation under your success. And when the results finally emerge, the foundation is unshakable. Let me ask you something important. How often do you start something because it sounds exciting to others, only to abandon it when their excitement fades? That is the danger of shared dreams. They become social experiments rather than personal commitments. But a secret is immune to that. A secret lives only in you. It thrives in your commitment, your discipline, your drive. And when the world sees the outcome, they witness the power of someone who refused to rely on external validation. Now, I want you to think about the difference between inspiration and execution. Inspiration can be sparked by talking about your idea. Execution requires secrecy. Execution requires focus. Execution requires quiet persistence that is invisible to the world. Most people spend their lives seeking inspiration from others, sharing their ideas, hoping for feedback, and yet they fail to execute. But the one who keeps a secret, who works relentlessly in silence, experiences the extraordinary advantage of acting without distraction, without interference, and without compromise. There is also something profoundly liberating about secrecy. When no one knows your plan, you are free. Free to explore, free to experiment, free to fail, and free to adjust. You are not performing for an audience. You are not constrained by expectation. You are guided solely by your vision, your judgment, and your commitment. And freedom is a force multiplier. It accelerates creativity, efficiency, and courage in ways that cannot occur under public scrutiny. Consider for a moment the great stories of innovation in history, the inventors, the thinkers, the leaders. How often were their breakthroughs born in private, nurtured quietly, shielded from the immediate gaze of society? Their power came from their ability to refine, adjust, and perfect without distraction. And by the time their work was revealed, it carried the weight of mastery, preparation, and undeniable authority. This is the principle of secrecy at work. It transforms raw potential into realized achievement. And here's the subtle genius of it. Keeping your secret sharpens your decision-making. When no one is watching, you can assess risk with clarity. When no one is judging, you can choose strategy over ego. When no one is aware, you can prioritize long-term results over short-term praise. Secrecy cultivates wisdom. It teaches patience. It refines judgment. And these qualities, quietly honed in the shadows, will eventually distinguish you from the crowd more than any public declaration ever could. It is also worth noting the ripple effect of secrecy. When you act quietly and achieve results, your success inspires others in a profound way. People see the outcome, not the process, and are compelled to respect it, learn from it, and perhaps even follow it. But if the dream had been shared too early, the story might have been diluted, debated, or dismissed. Secrecy allows the impact to be pure, unfiltered, and undeniable. And the moment you reveal your secret, the world cannot help but notice the difference between idle talk and decisive action. The people who doubted you, the people who ignored you, the people who questioned your potential, they are now confronted with results. And in that confrontation, there is respect, there is influence, there is power. The secret has transformed from a personal commitment into a public triumph, and the journey from hidden effort to visible success amplifies its significance. Now think about discipline for a moment. Discipline is not just about hard work. It is about restraint. It is about choosing what to say and what to keep silent. It is about controlling impulses, managing attention, and directing energy toward creation rather than discussion. The secret is a tool of discipline. It demands that you act with intention, that you prioritize what matters, that you measure success by execution rather than applause. And the discipline of secrecy compounds over time, strengthening your mind, your character, and your ability to achieve. the extraordinary. Secrecy also teaches resilience. When your goals are hidden, setbacks do not become public embarrassment. Failures are contained, lessons are learned privately, and adjustments are made without pressure. This freedom to fail quietly is critical because it allows for experimentation, creativity, and growth without fear of judgment. Most people abandon their dreams because they cannot endure public scrutiny when things go wrong. But the secret preserves your freedom to evolve until you are ready to show the world a finished, polished reality. And there is one more element to understand. Secrecy creates tension that drives results. When you hold an idea close, you feel a quiet urgency, a persistent pull toward action. This tension is absent when ideas are spoken aloud, because verbalization releases some of the energy prematurely. The secret maintains intensity. The secret keeps you motivated. The secret compels you to act consistently, strategically, and relentlessly until your vision manifests in reality.